One of the things that you notice about this is they're just really hire any Asians just to play Japanese, because Dustin Nguyen plays the nephew and he's Vietnamese, and Victor Wong is Chinese, but they're both playing Japanese people. All right, cool. Hey everybody, Bruce here, the older brother deconstruction, here with the review of Three Ninjas Kickback. So in Courtney's Three Ninja review, I you know just bulldoze my way into the end to let you know that I would review uh, the follow-up movies, since he didn't really watch or want to review the sequels. So I'm going to jump right in. So I decided to do these in order of release date because I'm jumping into Kickback right now, and when I do Knuckle Up, I'll follow up. But Kickback was released before Knuckle Up, although Knuckle Up is technically the second movie. Uh, Kickback is the second release movie. And in this movie, Michael Trainer is replaced by Sean Fox as Rocky, and Chad Powers is replaced by J. Evan Bonifant as Tum Tum. Apparently, for this movie, Chad Powers was filming a TV show, so he couldn't show up, and Michael Trainer had quit acting altogether by the time the third movie rolled around. So let's just get right into it. First off, they changed Grandpa's last name from Tanaka to Shintaro. No clue why. It's never explained. It's just, and then when anything else is mentioned, it's Tanaka and Three Ninjas, and then Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. But they're visibly aged. Well, Max Elliott Slade, who returns his coat, is visibly older than he is in Three Ninjas, and then when Knuckle Up shows up, that as well. The parents return, and the dad is like really hung up about lessons learned through baseball, to the point where it's like he doesn't care that his sons are people outside of baseball, which is very weird. I feel like they also regress Coach's character from what we learned in the first Three Ninjas, the hothead, and he's learning to control it, and then he just reverts back to being a hothead. So the plot is, they have this baseball game, and then Bob Pinciotti is the umpire from that '70s show, but there's a big blow-up fight, and then they have to reschedule it, and the reschedule also takes place for when they were supposed to go to Japan with their grandpa. Um, and they decide that baseball is more important than continuing their ninja studies, which is just karate. So instead of their continuing their karate studies, and then there's a dagger that they have to present to like the winner, or that the grandpa has to present to the winner of a martial arts tournament. And he gives them a story about how he won it in his youth from, I guess, an old friend who then turned bitter enemy because I guess he just didn't like losing, and he wanted the dagger because apparently it led to like a cave full of gold. So that's the big focus of the karate aspect of it, and the non-karate is the baseball game. So the old friend, he like calls his nephew, but so he's like in some terrible rock band. So he's hired to steal the dagger back. So they go to break into Grandpa's uh, cabin while he's out shopping, and the boys just fucking wreck him because children will always just beat the fuck out of just randos in these movies. And okay, cool. So that happens, and then Grandpa's like chastising him, like, you should call the cops first. You guys are always quick to resort to fighting instead of just letting authorities handle things. And I also believe that that's like a really good lesson, because especially Colt. because once again he reverts. So they're always trying to calm Colt down because he's always trying to, like, go fight first, which I also get because he has the know-how, and just one fight will constantly put these people in their fucking place. But they, lessons and whatnot. So they decide to play the game. So Grandpa goes to Japan by himself. So he goes to Japan without him, and then the three dudes fly to Japan, and then there's like a car accident when he lands. And before this, Grandpa and Tum Tum's bags get messed up, and which becomes a running joke because was Tum Tum's like constantly looking for his ding dongs or some shit like that. So that happens. Tum Tum has the dagger, so they buy like 3 first-class tickets to Japan once the grandpa calls him like, yeah, I've been in an accident, and it's like $1,100. So 1994 was a good year for international travel. But so, they go visit Grandpa. The nurse acts like she doesn't speak English, but is understanding everything, and she's taking it out on Grandpa. So they go to the tournament at his place. Then the 3 dudes try to, like, they disguise themselves as nurses to go steal the dagger, and then the nurse, like, fucks them up. So the 3 boys go to the tournament, and then they're watching it, and one fighter gets hurt, and then Coach, like, goes and steal his ninja outfit and his number, and then he fights in his place. Then Colt gets his ass handed to him, and then they find out it's a girl named Mia. And then baseball comes back into play because she goes to try out for a baseball team, but she's awful. So they strike up a deal with her. We'll teach you baseball if you teach us more of karate. And they keep wording it as more like ninja, which is so stupid. So then they present her with the dagger. Tum Tum goes to meet the dude. Well, they go after the tournament. They go to the dude to hand him the dagger, and Tum Tum's just like infatuated with his feet. So then they're like, no, you take the dagger. So they go to the practice. They stay at Mio's place. Rocky, another subplot, is like super blind, and he's like self-conscious about his glasses. So then Mio puts her glasses on, and then now Mio takes the place of Emily because Colt and Tum Tum sing Rocky Loves Mio to replace Rocky Loves Emily from the first one. So then Grandpa gets kidnapped from the hospital. The boys fight, like all of these boys fight, and Mio fight off these ninjas when they go to get the dagger to the dude. And Tum Tum is like, why are you wearing shoes? And then they're like, wait, you didn't speak English when we first met you. So then the fight breaks out, and they go to leave. Then they get caught. And then, so they're in jail. So there's like, yo, we got your grandsons. So Grandpa agrees to go into the cave. The kids, like, fake out that they've escaped. And then they, once again, fuck up adults. Then they go to hell. So then the whole cave of gold from outward appearances is fake. And then it turned out to be true. And they like the greed of the dude. They're like, yo, are you going to let your greed kill you? They escape. He repents. They all fly back in time for the game. And they're like, oh, hey, we don't have enough players. And then, boom, they just show up like, hey, we're finally here. And then, like, Mio, she's just inserted into the game. Turns out, oh, God, it's a girl. They win. So then the bully's like, hey, you ruined my home run, girl. So then it was like, all right. And then Mio whips his ass off screen. And then that's basically kickback. Like, this movie, for me, is like more in my mind than the original Three Ninjas, because I was like 12 when this one came out instead of like 9 when the first one. No. I was like 7 or 8 when the first one came out. So this also taught me a little bit of, Japanese and whatnot. So I enjoy this movie in a more nostalgic point than anything. Like, not having Michael Traynor and Chad Powers in it really like takes it back for me, because they define the roles. And I mean, J. Evan Bonafide, he like empowers the whole Tum Tum thing, and like he just drives that home. It's like he kind of studied Chad Powers a little bit more than Sean Fox studied Michael Traynor, because it's just, he's like basically cookie cutter, like a Leonardo type, where it's just this is him. Hey, I'm the older one. I got to keep my little brothers in line. Where I think Michael Trainor's run, he was more of, if we have to fight, we'll fight, but we have to try to de-escalate it first. So he wasn't, because he was like, he also had a temper, which is showed in the first movie. But changing Grandpa's name, the whole Japanese adventure, also gives it a more global feel to it. So it's still an enjoyable movie, good movie, not at all. This is the only movie in a franchise to get a video game, which is the character selector in my shirt, which I might get around to playing. But yeah, I enjoy it for nostalgic reasons. For cinematic reasons, I can't say this is a great movie, but it's once again a dumbed down kids movie because you have to talk down to your audience in kids movie. But yeah, so that's going to be my review of Kickback. I will be doing Knuckle Up soon. No timetable on that. But this is the Bruce, older brother deconstruction, and thanks for watching.